We're having a late night just chat. I just decided that I was bored. I was sitting at home here, so I'm just hanging out, and I'm having a brewski. Thought I'd do a late night live chat just for giggles, I guess. So if you're around, come on in and hang out. I'm talking to myself right now, but if I get somebody in here, then they'll know what I'm talking about, and this will show up later, so y'all can watch the live. Yeah, the gear is wild these days. What's up, Erica? I'm going through. What's up? Hey, what's going on, Aaron? I'm talking gear right now, and it's just been a wild ride lately. For instance, borrowing this baked apple from old Michael Richter. Super stoked on having this to test around with. I haven't done anything yet, and I feel super dumb for not having done that yet, because I need to do that, but I got sick, and the weather's been terrible, so I got all the knives right now, Erica. Got my whole tray, the whole deal. So on my top right here, though, y'all know about this one, the Primitive Bear Knives, Hunter's EDC, super freaking sweet. Erica, thanks for putting me onto this one. I need to start using it more, and that's what I was getting to with this one too, and this one. Need to start doing some stuff with it. The weather has been so crappy here in Texas that I'm trying to get a good day to go out and do some batoning, do some camp tasks. I need to bust out my ferro rod that I have in my gear. I know, right? This isn't even anything though. I mean, I've been dialing in all my stuff so bad. That I've been just selling off a lot of stuff that I don't use anymore. You know, I just want to dial it into stuff that I'm gonna use, something that's practical, high quality, all that good stuff. You know, that's the deal for me, at least, is I want stuff that is usable, is good quality, and you know, on the collector side of things, I love stuff to hold their value, of course, but you know, at the same time, it doesn't have to be the most expensive thing ever. I still have, you know, my cheapest knife ever is the knife my wife bought me here in Tombstone, Arizona. But I'll never get rid of this. Not that anybody's gonna want it anyway. It's a Chinese little fake copper lock, basically. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, absolutely, bro. We all could do that, 100%. You know. That is like life in a nutshell right now. It's just consumerism. We're all filling our closets full of crap. We're all filling our bags. We're like, oh, we need this, we need that. The kids need this, the kids need that, whatever. And it's just so constant that we're always grabbing stuff. Yep. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I love the travel life so much, is like I can have stuff, but I really can't have a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So like, This fits in my closet that I get ready every day in, and I'm like, okay, so this is something that's attainable, it's small, and I can use it every day, but it's like still not so much that it's overwhelming. Like honestly, having fixed blades anymore has been the craziest thing to me, because it's such a it's a large item compared to the stuff that's in the tray. So I'm like, I'm trying to find spots for this stuff that you know, makes sense basically. I think it would be really cool to have like magnets up on the wall in my closet, so I can like stick it somehow like onto these rivets, or I don't know, something like that, like hooks for the loops on the sheaths. I don't know. I just want like a Green Hornet garage full of crap on the wall that I can just grab and go for my day. You know what I mean? Anyway, lots of yapping, lots of thoughts. I've dialed down my GEC collection like majorly. So I got rid of my 86. I got rid of my 15 saw cut, the rough Osage wood. I got rid of a bunch. I only have now, I got the bullnose, I got the 78, I got the old calf pen. I got my newly repaired 86 Blade Forms Barlow. I got the old Case Knives Copperhead from old Richter. I still got my case Saudi, the peach seed mahogany jig bone. Also is fixed. I have a tendency of busting up my slip joints, it seems like. And then I got the cattle knife and my beaver left. Which one is your favorite of all your GECs? That is a really hard question these days. I'll just tell you the ones I carry the most. And it comes down to, lately, the calf pen hardcore is a big one. I mean, just the ability to use this without two hands on the one arm is awesome. And then when I've been doing leather lately, the Warncliffe is fantastic. It's just shorter version of the Viper, so I'm able to get some really nice draw cuts and do fine work with this. So I'm really enjoying that. And it's like locked in with the liner lock, so I don't have to worry about it closing on me. This is up there. And I've been getting on a kick again with my beaver tail. I just love the fat spear on this thing. It's just freaking sweet. I put so many layers of patina on this and cleaned it off. It's unreal. But this one here, it's so weird too to me, because the 85 and the 15, this was in my head, right? So I had the 15 Osage wood, and it's really not that much bigger or smaller than the 85, but it's the ergonomics of the 85 that make it such a great freaking knife. You know, you're able to, just because of it being the bullet end, and it's a little fatter, it's snug in the hand a lot better, you know, in my opinion at least. So I enjoy this one and the calf pen a lot. I mean, ideally. And in turn, I should enjoy the 78 more. However, I just have had such a long time with this one. This one's getting to be one of my oldest GECs that it's not like I put it out the pasture, but I'm just kind of taking a break from it right now. I think, yeah, between the 85 and the calf pen is my two favorites right now. Occasionally, even today, I had the old bull nose out, gave it a fresh, clean edge on it. I flushed out the pivot. I had some mineral oil down in my little stash of stuff, and the action just was getting a little gunky and gross. So I was like, all right, I need to clean this up, and it sounds way better. So, you know, you can't beat this one for food prep, for working tasks, for whatever. This is one of those blades as a slip joint I never feel bad about beating on or using or whatever, because it just takes it all. I mean, it takes it really well, you know. All you got to do is put a fresh edge on it, and you're pretty much good to go, more or less. But yeah, that's where I'm at these days. I mean, I've even cleaned out my closets a lot with my modern folders also. I have downsized 2 different knives. So I have my Native 5, and in order to make room for another knife that's coming in, I got another Sebenza. Erica, you know about that, I showed you. But I got another Sebenza on the way, and so in order to make room for that, I got rid of my Native 5 that was all Frankenstein together from different parts and stuff, and I got rid of my Rat 1 that I never ever carried. I don't think I've even put it on video because it's so old school, and I just didn't use it. I actually was on some errands the other day. I had the knives up for sale on the secondary for a bit, and they just weren't going anywhere, and I was like, I'm so tired of fiddling around with this. I stopped at a pawn shop, and I've never even been inside a pawn shop, but I was like, screw it. I was like, let's go make a deal in a pawn shop just to get the experience. You know, it'll be like a chance to negotiate, whatever. So I went into the pawn shop, walked in, and I was like, hey, y'all want some pocket knives? And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And they looked it over. They lowballed me like crazy. I ended up selling both of them for $70, and I was like, whatever, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm taking it as an L, but I was also just like, I'm happy I got some money for it. I don't care. I went over to the pocket knife section just to look and see what they had, and I had the best dang thing that was in there. I mean, I was looking at stuff in there that was like cheap Chinese crap, or like I think the best I saw was maybe a SOG, I think. and there was like actually a collection of case knives in there that wasn't too shabby. It was like Appaloosa bone stuff. I can't remember, but anyway, I was like, I'm happy I blessed their display case with a decent Spyderco knife in Rex 45. And if I ever get around to it again, I'll probably grab one in Maximate, I think. All right, checking out the comments real quick. What's up, Jo? Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, the Sebi. I'm super stoked, Erica. Definitely stoked. Yeah. So for Aaron and Jo, I grabbed the Sebenza with the Insingo blade, and it's glass blasted. So the finish on it is just like freaking silky smooth looking, stainless looking. I need to score fantastic on the steel. It's only S35. But for the aesthetics and what I wanted out of a Sebenza, I was like, that's it. I was like, that's the one I want. I don't even care. I even, I paid for the dang thing before I found out all the steel information or anything else because I just didn't care. I was like, I don't need to have the Magnica. I don't have to have the S45 yen. You know, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? That knife will do me just fine. I'm going to go through the layers of steel through sharpening. Erica, I learned this one from you, that you got to get to the good stuff. I don't really think that guy has gone through the steel. It seems like pretty newer. From my viewing of the knife, at least, I think it's in good shape. And he just sent it back for the spa treatment. I don't know if he had it sharpened or not, but I was like, screw it, let's grab it. And it was a fantastic price. You know what I'm saying? Never tried the Insingo. Yeah, bro. I definitely, I haven't either. I mean, so what I'm comparing it to is this guy, you know, the old 940. It is dang near identical to the whoa, all right, slippery hands. It's dang near identical to the 940 blade shape in my eyes. It's a little bit dropped off differently here, you know, from the top of the spine, but having used the 940, I think I know what I'm getting into pretty much. I think it's going to be very similar overall. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not a Skinner. I'm not going to probably, if I go hunting and get any kind of game, I'm not going to use that one, I don't think. It might work, it might not. But the drop point would be ideal for that, obviously. However, I have the majority of my tasks that I do, I'm going to need something like this anyway. So I'm going to need more of a utility cutter or, you know, that kind of deal, basically. That's where my head's at. So the Insingo is something that I've wanted to try, and I think it's going to suit my lifestyle best. I could always get the blade changed out by Chris Reeves, I think, you know, through their spa service if I wanted to get a different steel, or I'm assuming you could put a drop point on there. I've never actually, you know, looked at that, but Benchmade I've looked at, you know, getting blades replaced, stuff like that. And they'll do a whole different change up. One thing I always wondered is if I send this Benchmade 940 back to them, would they change it out for a Magna Cut blade, or would they change it out for an S30 like they come with? I'm sure that either one would work, but what's up, Eli? How's it going, bro? You just snagged a new Sebenza the other day, too, 865. All right. What'd you get, man? I'm going to look through the comments and keep an eye out. We got a nice little gang hanging out here, man. This is cool. I didn't expect anybody to even come on. It's really late. And like I said, I'm just having a couple of beers. So I didn't even expect the turnout, but I appreciate y'all stopping by and hanging. Just gave this thing a nice sharpening the other day, by the way. I don't know if it even would pick it up, but they just throw another S30V. I figured as much. What's up, EDC, Mac? How's it going, man? You like the Insingo Fort Worth? I feel you. I'm right in your neck of the woods, bro. Fort Worth Glock guy. I'm in McKinney, which isn't too far from Fort Worth. My wife and I actually just went down that way not long ago. Plain small 31 S45. Nice. Dude, that's a good score. That was pretty much what I was going for. I was actually aiming for the S45 when I was going for a Sebenza, but I was like, I'll take what I can get. And the Insingo plain Jane setup with the double lug also has always been on the list for me. How long am I here for? I'm here till the 11th. So I'm just hanging out at my buddy's house. Most of y'all know that I'm living in my camper, and my wife and I travel full time. So we're just down here hanging out with some friends that we met at a job when we were in Wyoming. So we came down here for like a month or so, and then we're gonna go over to Arizona. So my wife's out of town. I'm just hanging out as a bachelor at the moment, and once she gets back, then we're gonna peace out. Quiz time. What do you do to the edge when you get your Sebenza? You lay it back to a 15 DPS, Erica, and if you want a good working edge on it, you put a 600 grit finish on it and nothing more. Let's see. I think that's about it. I've been watching, I promise. I promise I've been watching. I even did something similar to my McNees. I need to lay the edge back a little bit more, but I don't have a thing to mess with the DPS. So learning how to freehand, I haven't got me a device that tells me the degrees and all that kind of crap. I used to have the bench, or the not the Benchmade, the Work Sharp. You're so proud. I bet. Well, I learned from the best. But yeah, I used to have the Work Sharp Precision Adjust, and that thing, you know, sets your DPS up for you already, you know, the way that you want it. And so now doing freehand, it's a whole other deal. I kind of just have to gauge it, you know. And I can't remember if this is from, I think this is from UE actually, where you lay your blade down. No, this is from Neves. I was watching Neves actually. So you lay your blade down, and you kind of cock it at a 45, and then you take like half of that to adjust down to like a, I forget what he said, like a 20 something, but basically you can just like split it in half, and more or less it turns down, and you can get your DPS the way you want it. But I would love to have a guide or like a thing to gauge it. Man, we're getting a nice crowd in here, 12 folks. I don't even know how to change. I can't grab this thing. All right, screw it. But yeah, anyway, that's one thing I actually want to experiment with the MagnaCut on this one here. I think that the McNees needs to be laid back because I don't get as good edge performance out of it as I want to with it. And I know that their heat treat is done really well. However, it doesn't keep the way that it should. So, I mean, that is the main gripe with this one, is it's set up at a bevel that's similar to like a factory. Let's see. I think my GEC, yeah. So my GEC's bevel, I'm sure, is at a crazy degree. I don't even know what it would be. Probably like a 40, 45. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe not as crazy. But point being is I think that this needs to be laid back a lot more to get some good performance out of it. That's one question I've been meaning to ask Yui, actually, is if you think you need to try 15 DPS 325. All right, I might have a 325 here. I'm not sure, but this is the set I'm rocking with right now. Is it glassing out? Yeah, it kind of feels like it is. I mean, I'm not leaving much of a toothy edge on it right now. Ken at LCK makes plastic guides and sells them. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I'm rocking with these days, is just the DMT plates. And so I think, so this is about, I think that this is the 600 right here. It doesn't explain it exactly, but this is the thing I was talking about, actually. So this here tells me that this is the fine side, and then the bottom one is telling me that this is the extra fine. I disagree. I think that the extra fine is more coarse than the fine side is. So it doesn't make much sense to me. This is why I feel like it's mislabeled. And then obviously you have these other plates here. So this one's extra coarse and this one's coarse. And this is legitimate. This is right. So the extra coarse, I'm going to guess, is the 320. I'm not 100%. And then the coarse side is going to be, maybe this is the 600 right here. So I'm probably going to have to run with this one. Anyway, getting myself all confused. I need to probably go through my equipment correctly and, you know, make sure that it is what it says it is and know what I'm using before I start screwing around anymore, especially with my Sebenza. I'm not trying to screw with that. But MagnaCut is fairly similar to 20CV S45. A glass out quick, it fits 62 to 63 and above. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's the same deal. I think I'm taking it too fine with the McNeese. It needs a toothier edge for sure, because it definitely does glass out. So I definitely need to bring it back and then try a lower grit on my next sharpening with it. It's all part of the experimenting. I know I want the best experience I can get out of a small batch production knife like this. And yeah, this one and the Sebenza are going to be my two peas in the pod. This is going to be my dailies, 100%. One that I got, I struggled like hell with MagnaCut from CRK at 600. Yeah, dude, it's not easy, right? And all these different makers have different formulas, and so it's always funny to find that sweet spot too. It's almost like you have to travel back in time with a time machine when you grab old knives or different knives with different runs and stuff like that. You kind of have to do your own research and see what the heat treat was, and you know, understand the geometry before you're gonna go and do a sharpening job. Half of the time you're like, all right, I need to jump in the time capsule real quick to see what was best. But I find it like buying a used car. Because I'd rather buy a used car than a new car almost. If I buy a used car, I can go on the internet and search countless times where people have had problems with it and they fixed it, or the manufacturer has fixed it, and I know what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? So with an old knife, I know the deal with them, and so that's why I was like cool with the S35VN, because I know what to expect. You know, I watch experts like Erica's EDC, and she tells me what's up, so I can go and fix my blade up. What knife is that? Is it jigged aluminum? I'm a slip joint guy. Okay, Chris, yeah, man. So this is a McNeese Mac 2, PM Mac 2, precision machined. This is from Jonathan McNeese. He has a small batch facility in Alabama, and he's been doing knives, I think, since like 08 or so. But basically he's gotten this dialed in. This is the second gen version of the Mac. So he had a first one, and more or less he changed some of the details with the D10, I believe, and then he also added double-sided screws to the barrel spacers. This used to be one-sided, where they would just go in through here and then come out over here, and it would just be the screw, so if it got stripped or anything like that, you couldn't back it out. But basically this is the bee's knees for me, with titanium knives. This one and the Chris Reeves that I have on the way, the Sebenzas, I think that this and that is creme de la creme for me. You know, I've handled a lot of different knives. I've handled pretty much every modern knife that there is, and yeah, for me it's this steel here, the K390 Andela, and it's the McNeese, and it's the Sebenza. And then I gotta keep a couple classics in here, like the 940, of course. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm collecting some classics, but I'm also grabbing some heat, just some stuff that I can use and not feel bad about. And the warranties and stuff are fantastic with both the McNeese and the Sebenza. So anyway, yeah, that's the deal. That's the deal. All right, I missed some comments here. Way too aggravated and sent it down the road. You sent it away, Aaron? Damn, son. I thought it was the knife from when they first started running MagnaCut. Oh, dang, son. Yes, that's what I was talking about. I'll do thorough research on something these days. If I'm gonna grab it secondhand and it's an older style, I have to do my research, or I'm gonna get a little bit irritated like that too. will say one of the best sharpening jobs I've done recently is on this M390, on this Benchmade Barrage 581. This is a discontinued model, so it's got the G10, I think, and aluminum bolsters, and it's an auto. But man, I put a pretty good edge on this thing recently. I ain't gonna toot my own horn too much, but I was like, man, for a, one of the first super steels, I actually did pretty good on this one. I don't even have any paper or anything to show y'all, but man, I even did some edge damage on this thing too. I did a fire video on my YouTube, and I batoned with this thing, threw some firewood and stuff a couple of times, and freaking tore out some pieces of it, did some damage. She's already back to brand new shape now, so it's crazy. Been happy with the S45. Yeah. S45 is a pretty middle ground one with Spyderco these days. I know Spyderco has a ton of them, especially the Para 3s, the S45 Para 3s. But they're also sketchy to me because the Chinese keep faking them. You know, it's hard to even tell what a legitimate one is these days. You gotta almost have to have the paperwork in the box included if you're gonna buy them secondhand and stuff. But anyway, S45 can be awesome and glassy as hell if you polish it, but toothy. Gotta hit the hay. All right, Chris. Hey, man. Good luck out there in the morning. Good night's rest, and like I said, good luck with the hunt. Thanks for stopping by. This one here is one that I'm just super impressed with, the crew wear. So this is all new to me, but the crew wear is unreal. I'm really looking forward to testing this more thoroughly, but I'm just like super impressed. So I had talked to in the Teener Town Council group, me, Erica, Bryson, and Richter, and we were chatting the other day, and I was talking about how I did do some cool freaking firewood work with this thing, and I was going through and shaving on a log, and there was a stone on the bottom that was on the side, right? So I was just kind of stripping down the chips, and as I'm going through it, it slipped, and I swiped the rock, right? So I swiped the rock from like here to here, and I straight up like basically cut the rock. It was like a shale stone stuff material, but I was like, holy shit, I totally messed that rock up. I had to have, or I totally messed the edge up. I mean, not the rock. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I'm feeling it. You know, I'm giving it a touch. I'm like, ah, shit, it's dulled out a little bit. Something's wrong, you know. And then I go and run it on one of my strops once or twice, maybe 3 times. I feel the edge again. I'm like, holy shit, the crew wear came back freaking stunning. And I was like, that is what I want in a knife. That is the epitome of the knife hobby right there. That's what I wanted. I wanted something that I can do some crazy stuff like that, and then pick it up and run it on a piece of freaking rawhide leather, and it's ready to go again, baby. That thing is sweet. Because 100 EDCs are like 28 BTE. Yeah, they're extremely beastly. I mean, and what I love so much about this one is the flat grind on this is so freaking awesome, that it's like, you know, obviously you check out the spine, it's thick. It's still really thick. However, it's slicey enough that I can do kitchen work with it. I can do camp tasks with it. And God knows, you know, if I get an animal, I can skin it. I mean, the size is perfect. I think I had an idea with this one when I bought it was, I mean, I had so much experience with folders. So this is a 3.5 inch, and it's dang near the same, right? Very, very similar. And look how close the blade shape is. So this is why I knew that I would be into the Hunters is from my time with the McNees. I mean, it's dang near, it's eerily similar, more or less. So to have the power, or have the blade shape and not similar geometry, as this is obviously much thicker in the spine, for you know, more durability for prying and stuff. But to have that kind of characteristic in a fixed blade with some fantastic run steel and a great heat treat, I mean, is just it's a dream come true, you know. And I got it on a nice discount. Alan is super cool. Erica has been promoting his stuff for a while now, and I talked to him a little bit on Instagram too. Super cool dude. And he makes some badass knives. I mean, I think that the appeal to me is that he grabs onto the EDC community with the handles. So he's got these torque spit handle or screws with some really cool handles. This is maple wood with a butterscotch liner on it. And then he does the under the bridge collaborations where he does some awesome stuff. And I'm like, that guy captures it all. You know, he grabs, like right now he's doing stuff for Christmas. So he's got seasonal stuff with the handles that looks classy all year round, but it fits the season. Y'all are trying to get me to spend my hard-earned money. I'm not trying, bro. I'm just saying, I sell some stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been doing. You know, this pile used to be a lot bigger, but I'm selling stuff. I'm getting rid of excess so that I have room for cool stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? I've like gone down in my collection so bad because I just want to, yeah, Aaron, come to the dark side. Come on over, bro. Buy some fixies. Yeah, buy them from Primitive Bear Knives. Buy them from Scrawny Lumberjack, or god dang, any of them. Dusty, Duckhead, Forge, man, they all kill it. Need a rehandle on a TPK. Yeah, go to the Under the Bridge scale guy. He'll do, or Knife Guy mods at Francis. He'll do it, man. He does some awesome stuff for Erica. You have to check out her page. But I'm telling you, yeah, exactly. Josh will do it. Anyway, I'm getting myself all carried away. I'm getting excited. But my point being, yeah, this is creme de la creme right here. This is what I've always wanted in a knife right here. This is why this was worth it. And some awesome discount codes that Alan does. I mean, he even did his wife convinced him to do this. So I thank her for everybody else. But he put out some Minutemen, which is a 4-inch, I think, or 4.5 inch. Big old beefy freaking anything you want knife, basically. And he's thrown out ferro rods with stag pieces on it. Like, how do I explain it? Stag with the ferro rod attached to it. So he's got a whole custom set of stag and ferro rod combinations for discounted prices. I was like, how can you beat that? I was like, I could almost kick myself for grabbing the Hunters when I did. I should have waited. I could have grabbed something cool, you know, in the process, but not that I regret this at all. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, the rock carving, the rock carving is a little bit, it looks rough, but I'm telling you, in hand, he smoothed out all the edges. It's the same thing. Again, another reason I knew I would like it. Look at the jigging on this. Is it eerily familiar? We have a textured pattern handle with a similar blade shape. I mean, now that I'm looking at it, it makes total sense. You know what I'm saying? That's how I knew I would love this one. I mean, and I have no issues as far as the grip with this one. I do wish he had put some jimping on here. That's the only thing. And I have to do a review with this one to clarify that. I do want to talk about this one some more. But it needs some jimping. Because my finger wants to slide up as I'm doing some work, you know? So I need to place the grip just a little bit. You know, it's nothing crazy, but you have your mind. Not sure what that message was. I have it on my mind size camper, and I'm not a fan of. I feel you. I think I know what you're saying, but yeah. Alan does some smooth handles. Yeah, he does do some smooth ones also. He did a Scandi Ground Hunter's EDC with I think it was like a paper micarta or something like that. That thing was sweet. I almost got jelly on that one. But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too, is like, this is a thought I had on my mind, right? So I forget who I was watching that, but they were saying that basically your collection is always going to change as long as your life and your tasks change with you. So to me, you know, when I was doing some light duty chilling work, the slip joints were perfect for me. You know, I could have this in the pocket all day and I'd be comfortable with it and everything would be gravy all day long and I could do what I needed to do. But I also needed to have some balance where I needed something like a folder, which is a little bit tougher, but not a fixed blade where it's concealable a little bit. I can throw it in my pocket, that kind of thing. So I've tried to find balance with all of these things, you know, so that I have a knife for each task and each kind of stage of my lifestyle, and I have the best performing tool when that stage is happening, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to find a variation of gear here that works the best, you know, in all scenarios. So, I mean, even having just like a Leatherman and a slip joint or something like that, you know, good combo for the day most of the time. But when I want to go backpacking or I want to go camping for a weekend, I just want to take one knife with me. I want to take one badass knife that has a great heat treat, has toughness, has edge retention, and I don't need to worry about grabbing anything else. I don't need to have worries about you know, breaking it or anything like that of the sort, basically, because I have something like this. It's a good size and it's going to do everything I needed to do while I'm out there, more or less. You know, that's the goal, at least. I just want to have, like I talked about, I want to have the closet with all the gear on the wall, and I have my task for the day, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna grab this, and this, and bam, I'm ready to go for the day. All my stuff is set out, I'm ready. I don't have to fool around thinking about what would work the best, you know. This one here is a good example. My little flashlight, this is a Sofern SP10 Pro. I grabbed this like a year or two ago, and I grabbed it for my wife and I, and we've used it a lot ever since, or at least I have. I don't think she's used it near as much, but it's got just such great characteristics for me, even though it's not a, I don't think it's a USA made product, but I can throw double A's in this thing and recharge them also. It was like a little extra charge for the recharge battery, but I was like, this is exactly what I need. I just need a little pocket light, something I can throw in there easy. It's cheap for the most part, and it has a decent battery life, you know, overall. And when the fall temperatures and the weather comes around like this and the daylight savings, this is a perfect little thing to throw in the pocket. You know, the only other small complaint I have is maybe the button is I'd snag the button a lot, or I'll touch it by accident and it freaking lights up, you know, my pocket. And if you can read it right there, it literally says caution hot, because this thing gets insanely hot. So I kind of have a warning. But then I have something bigger like my Olight Warrior Mini 3, I think it is. But that thing's pretty sweet as well. It's like a step up. Scrawny is working up a concept for me. We shortened my grandma's queen kitchen knife. That's cool. Yeah, man, Scrawny Lumberjack, he's cool. I really want one of his vultures in the worst way. If I ever get some money back together enough for a vulture, that's my deal. That's what I want. And I'd love it in something like 3V or something like really, really tough with fantastic edge retention. I know I've seen 3V and 4V come up that is like fantastic. For both of them and Steve Kalari also. And Steve Kalari has some cool stuff. His Steadfast EDC, it was a tough matchup between this one and the Steadfast, because that thing is a beast. Super thin. 4V, yep. I'm still trying to differentiate the V's, the steels there. 65 HRC. Yeah, that's a really high HRC for that. I mean, it's awesome, but that's what I was watching your recap tonight, Erica, and I was like, man, she has made so much progress with the custom makers, and I'm so happy to see what has come through in just a year's time. Like, that's like today's society in a nutshell. Everything moves at the speed of light, and now with all the communication and the technology and the things that we have together, I mean, things just can only get better and better, it seems like. And it's awesome that you've progressed that far, and you dodged some bullets along the way, which was awesome. So yeah, super stoked to see what is going to come up in 2025 and everything else. Oh yeah, it's been a good couple of days. I've been semi-productive. I'm gonna pull out some leather I did today. Yeah, so this was leather I did up today, if y'all didn't see it. So I just did up a slip with some old leather I had laying around. I think this is walnut or whiskey butero. I can't quite remember, but I had a hole punch, and I had my little carving knife basically for you leaving, bro? All right, take care, man. I have my little carving knife though, so I wanted to do some like bullet holes around it, more or less. And this thing came out pretty sweet. It's a similar design, but I was just like, I just want to fiddle around and do something different today. So I did this one up, and then I did this wallet up today that I call the Western Sunset wallet. And it's a Faulkner style wallet that I actually made one of these before for a guy that had lost his wallet, and I made him up one, but I wanted to make another one up and rehash it a little bit. And so I did a different indent here. And hey, what's up, man? How's it going? But yeah, I made another indent there, something different to grab your cards out of. And I also reinforced the edges here with that double wrap that I've been doing on a lot of my slips. I like this as it reinforces everything really sturdily, you know, and even on the edges when I burnished it, it didn't, you know, fray at the leather, at the threading or any of that kind of stuff. It's all very solid. And anyway, super proud of this one, honestly. Really sweet wallet. If I wasn't trying to sell it, I would keep it. And then this one here was totally off the cuff. So I've seen a couple of different wallet styles out there like this, and I just wanted to rehash it and kind of do my own thing with it. So I did this little tuck-in front pocket style wallet with some Pueblo. This is all done with Pueblo, but I like this one because you can have this closed right here like so, and if you wanted to just tuck something in your wallet and throw it in your pocket, you just kind of open that up, slip it in the pocket, and then it stays nice and tight when it's in your pants pocket, so it's good to go. Or you can tuck it, you know, towards the back here pretty much, but then you have a nice actual legitimate pocket back in here for cards or for whatever. I know it's a pretty deep pocket, so a little bit crazy on that end. I probably have to rehash that the next time that I do it, but I just wanted more room than less, because when I try to have like my personal wallet, I don't have it on me, but it's a little bit shallow for what I want it to do, so I'd rather have a little bit more, and you can kind of get down in there if you have to anyway. I can't get myself to sharpen my Sebenza 31 or my small Nkosi when I can send it in, and they will do the refinishing along with the sharpening. I know Erica won't be happy. No, it's fine, I think. I mean, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to take ownership for my stuff. You know, if I get something, I want to make it mine. I want to experiment with it. I want to see what it's capable of, because I spent my money on it, And with Chris Reeves especially, if you have something like that, then you also don't have to worry about it. If you screw it up, you can send it back and they'll just fix it anyway. So it gives you all the freedom to go and try it and mess with it on your own. And the worst that's going to happen is they're going to fix it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're learning to swim and somebody throws you in, but there's parents and there's people around. They're going to come get you if you fail. So my advice is to go and try that. Try and sharpen it on your own. Especially if you have a guided system, that makes it even easier. You don't even have to fool around with trying to get the angle right, locking your wrist and your elbow and all that perfectly for a freehand. If you got a guided system, I mean, there's nothing to lose, really. Just set your DPS right, and your grit right. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. I'm all for messing with my own stuff. By the way, I sharpened K390 for the first time the other day. So I was on a sharpening kick the other morning, and I did this one up. The K390 came back on this one, so really, really well. Yes, sharpen your knives, exactly. I hate to have a knife out of pocket. So this one here, though, is another one that I was being stupid with. So my Warney K390, on 2 separate occasions, I batoned with it. I was like, I'm just gonna go ham. I just don't care. I'm gonna do something crazy just cause it's mine and I don't care. So I batoned with this 2 times, and the second time I even used a hammer to smack the back of it, and you can even see it. It rolled it on the spine just a little bit. I don't know if I'll even be able to capture it. You can kind of see it, but I was being dumb. And basically, I did some edge damage to the K390 that way as well. But I went on and did my normal sharpening with it. And I think I can still see a little bit of tear out on a couple of places with this one. However, I was able to sharpen this out really, really well. And of course, with it being a Wharncliffe, it's chilling. And it was super easy. So I am just really impressed still with the K390, how easy it was to sharpen, the edge retention, and honestly, even though it's a little bit humid down here in Texas, I haven't had to fool around with the corrosion of it too much at all. I cleaned it up like a little bit, I think, but because it had some rust, but for the most part, it's been pretty dang good. So, I mean, that's why I'm all about the premium these days, folks. I'm trying to grab some cool stuff like this. I made that video about dialed in knives with these 2 a while back, and it's just been a precursor to something like this, where everything is dialed in with this. We got another person in the chat. What's up, Cheesy Moon? How's it going? CRKs are so nice to sharpen, easy. The convex is so simple to get rid of. Yeah, no doubt. Tonto and Kosi is scary to think about sharpening. I will try. Yeah, Tontos, dude, are another level. I haven't had a Tonto since I had a Tor Knives. I had a Tor Knives Merchant 1, I think. That was like an old school knife. Before I even got on YouTube or Instagram or any of that stuff, I had a Tor Knives, and that was a Tonto. And I think it was S35VN also, so it was basically like a Chris Reeves, but I hated sharpening that thing. It was terrible, even with a guided system, Of course, with a Tonto, it's not even possible to do that on a guided system, but another reason I got back into freehand. There's like a chisel in the front. Yeah, no kidding. Sharpen your Tontos on and it's a bitch. I just do it like it's 2 different blades. Yeah, you have to. Yep, it is 2 different blades. That was another thing that got me with, I had a Microtech, Ultratech at one point, and you're talking about a double-sided, I guess, I don't know what you want to call it. It's kind of like a spear, I guess. It's a double-sided spear point, man. That thing was ridiculous. And I tried to sharpen it a couple of times. I failed so bad at it. I'm not even good now, but trying to do a freaking Microtech like that was unreal. Way out of my ball league, ballpark, whatever. So I'm gonna I stick to Easy Warncliffs. They give me all the forgiveness. One thing that I still suck at is getting the belly of this McNeese, and that's something I'm gonna have to learn, especially with this thing too, because it's got a little bit of belly in the Hunter's EDC. I need to learn how to sharpen the dang belly right. I think I even screwed it up on this today. Man, I didn't get it right. I still didn't get it quite right. I mean, it's, I don't know if y'all can even hear it. Probably not. It's a little grippy, but like I can do the flat edge like nobody's business, but when it comes to like here to here, man, just getting that angle right is tough. But I need to stop being such a wussy and just do it, figure it out. Stop crying and figure it out. Oh yeah. I've been yammering for quite a while. I can't believe I've been on like an hour-long rant. I guess I just had it in me today. Just been feeling like chatting. But it's cool that everybody came in to hang out with me for a while. You need some triacetine? What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm glad you enjoyed the live, Erica. Thanks for convincing me to do it. Yeah, I need to do more lives. When I'm in the mood, it just sits right, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm glad y'all had some fun. I had a good time too, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I think I'm gonna cut it here. I'm running out of shit to talk about. So, try acting like you know what you're doing and go for it. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. That's how like every part of my life is. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna try, and I probably don't know how to do that, but fuck it, I'm gonna try it anyway. Sweet dreams. Hey, sweet dreams, y'all. I'm gonna peace out. I appreciate y'all watching. We get some gonna have some sweet dreams real quick. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your night. Peace out.